Good evening, everyone. I'll call this Board of Alderman meeting to order. If you please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Bowman.
Present.
Alderman Milner.
Present.
Alderman Turner.
Present.
Alderman Dickerson.
Here.
Alderman Levison.
Here.
Alderman Bockelman is absent. Alderman Reese.
Here.
Alderman Long.
Here.
And Mayor Hassett.
Here, and we do have a quorum. Good evening, everyone. We do not have any ceremonial matters tonight. So at this time, I will open the floor to public participation. Anybody who has anything to bring before this board that is not on our already scheduled agenda, please feel free to step forward. Seeing no one, I will close the public participation and we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. First tonight, you have the minutes from the regular meeting of January 2nd, 2018.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Alderman Dickerson and a second from Alderman Milner. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next, you have the minutes from the January 2nd, 2018 executive session.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Alderman Dickerson and a second from Alderman Levison. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Moving on to our agenda items, Council Bill 05.
Council Bill 05, a resolution of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Harrisonville, Missouri, to authorize the city administrator to execute a change order to the contract with Renewal Waste LLC, DBA Denali Water Solutions for removal of sludge from the wastewater treatment plant lagoon in an amount of $894.94.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. If you'll recall the last meeting, I had mentioned this. The original contract with them had a not-to-exceed price, which meant we couldn't do a change order. We couldn't just in-house do a change order, we had to bring it back. And that's really all this is. It's a final quantities ended up being more than what we estimated. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions tonight? Entertain a motion to approve
I
then.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Alderman Dickerson and a second from Alderman Milner. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And Council Bill 05 will become Resolution R04. Council Bill 06.
Council Bill 06, a resolution of the Harrisonville Board of Aldermen authorizing and directing the city administrator to execute a construction contract with Blue Nile Contractors for Becker Dyke Phase 2 and 3 water line capital improvements in the amount of $439,302.30.
This is a regularly scheduled project. It's actually we've been working on this Becker Dyke since 2011, I think. We got the first phase out of the way. This was to do the second phase originally, and then we were gonna do the third phase this year. After our first engineer's estimates, I decided that I didn't think we'd have enough money, so we pulled it out of the budget for this year. After talking to some of the contractors and how hungry they are for work, we went ahead and put in phase 3 as add alternates. We had it broken out into 3 different pieces so that we could add any or all or none. But basically what I'm asking for is not only the money that we have budgeted for Becker Dyke from last year, but also 150 of the 200,000 we were going to budget for this year. This would have to be a budget amendment at some point in the year because it's actually 150,000 of money that was not budgeted to spend.
And that comes out of combined water and sewer.
It
correct?
does.
Okay.
Basically what it is, it's cleaning up just about the last of our 4-inch water lines, which are undersized for fire flow. So again, I'll be happy to answer any questions, because I know this one's a little long and maybe confusing.
Any questions, Mr. Patterson?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Patterson, did you hold a neighborhood meeting with the people in the area of Becker Dyke?
We did.
And tell me how that was attended and what the feedback was.
I don't remember exactly how many people were there, but it was 7 or less.
Mhm.
And actually, they were all neighbors that lived within 2 or 3 houses of each other.
Mhm.
I think it was received fairly well by them. I did get a call from one of the homeowners the following week, wanting to confirm again that this was not gonna increase his water pressure in his house.
Mhm.
And we assured him that it would not.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion from Alderman Dickerson and a second from Alderman Levison. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And Council Bill 06 becomes Resolution R05.
Thank you.
Sir. All right, well, that concludes our agenda items. Before we get to the Alderman Committee reports, I wanted to bring up a short discussion item about, as many of you are aware, today is Martin Luther King Day. Most city offices and governments are closed. It is a national holiday. Our prior employee manual, which we are reviewing right now and we are looking at updating, does not list this as one of our 11 observed days for holidays for city offices to be closed. And we typically do not cancel meetings or postpone meetings when city offices are open. However, I believe this is something that needs to be added to that manual, that we need to update it, and we need to add this as one of the 11 holidays and trade it out for one of the others when we complete our review and updating of that employee manual. I think it's way overdue to have been updated. I'm not sure why it wasn't in the past. That's not for me to question. It's for us to set this up and make it so, because I do believe that it's a holiday that we should be observing, and to definitely honor somebody worthy of the holiday. So, anybody has any comments or questions, I'd be glad to hear them. I'm sure most of us agree. So, all right. So that will definitely be part of our updated employee manual that will come before us later this year to be updated and changed. And we will discuss at that time what holiday we're going to adjust accordingly. So with that, I will move on to Alderman Committee reports at this time. Alderman Bowen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am pleased to share with you that we had another great town hall meeting Saturday morning at the Methodist Church. In spite of the weather, there was a nice crowd that turned out to hear the dietitian from Cass Medical Center share some healthy eating tips post-holiday and how we could get back on the nutritional wagon after falling off over Christmas and New Year's. So just really appreciate the people that braved the cold and came out, and I'm grateful to Cass Regional Medical Center for providing the presentation. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Reese, welcome back.
Thank you.
I hope you got your heating issue
Well, we
remedied.
got my mother's heating issue taken care of, and 4 days later, my furnace went out, so. And he came to my house and said, this has been a really nice street to me, Mrs. Reese. First it was the city hall, and then it was Margaret Smith, and then it was yours. He said, who lives next door?
So let's see, you're saying there's a trend that's heading down that street.
I think
Send out
he's-
notices.
I think he's hoping that. He was very happy.
I'm glad I live a couple streets up, so.
I really don't have anything that is pertinent to this information, but those of you that are on the board, remember when a lady, and I think I can say her name because she spoke publicly here, and it's Marcy Lightfoot, Lightcap, thank you very
Marcy
much, you'd think
Lightcap.
I'd know by now. And she's kind of been a project of mine, she's wanted to put in that carport, and she's really looked forward to it, and the city has been so helpful. I cannot thank the city enough. They have bypassed the $50 fee, they have changed the part for mailing the registered letters out, they're doing that themselves. The Raymore paper voluntarily didn't charge a dime for that, for putting, so it's all worked out really, really well. The meeting was to be held last Tuesday night, I believe, and somebody was sick and we didn't have a quorum, so. I report that because I've had several people ask me how that came out, and I got all this. It's gonna be next month, so think about us. Thank you.
All right. Alderman Miller.
I have nothing.
All right. Alderman Dickerson.
I'd just like to say that, I don't know, for some of you that knew Sam Ferdinand, I guess he had passed away. And he had worked on the volunteer fire department and did a lot of things for the city, worked for the phone company, worked with my dad for several years, and I knew him quite well. And I'd meet him every once in a while for breakfast, to be honest. So I just wanted everybody to know that. He'd be sorely missed by me.
When did that happen?
I believe it was Thursday morning. He died in his sleep. You you surely knew him, didn't you? Sam Freeman. And, you know, Carol's his sister. She's got the round house, the big historic place. Huh? Sam. Sam Freeman. That's all I got.
Okay. Alderman Long.
Nothing other than I'm glad to be back. Sorry I missed the last meeting. The flu bug was so bad, I actually had to close my shop down, so, for several days.
Oh, no, we thank you for not bringing it here.
Well, you know what, me and my wife went down there on New Year's Day and we disinfected every, door handles, phones, all that stuff. Obviously, it's a shop, so, it's gonna get dirty right back, but then I was was watching the news and they said that I can't remember which, most all the flus only will last for 24 hours. So I'm like, we went down there and cleaned it up for nothing.
Which is clean, right?
So, it's already out. But other than that, I'm good.
Alderman Turner.
Not much, just, there's no school tomorrow, so I'm glad for the early notice, so we're not getting ready to find out it's canceled. But other than that is good.
Alderman Leeson.
Harrisonville Show Choir at the high school just kicked off last weekend. We had our first trip. We went to Columbia and didn't place this time, but we're heading to Pleasant Hill, our biggest rival. And we love them the most too. Oh, don't say. But anyway, it's a love-hate relationship. No, so Battle of the Best next week, and then we'll we have a week off, and then all through February they'll be performing. So if you want to come over, I think our invitational here in Harrisonville is the second weekend of February.
So is this
Love to see ya.
Makers?
Music makers and forefront. So
I was a music maker.
you were. Maybe
It's
you'll
hard to believe.
perform for us one night. Let's have that happen.
Let's see if we can get that worked out.
Well, yeah,
I'm like
Oh,
a 6-time all-state bass.
Wait a minute, 6
I got-
times? You can only go 4 years.
Well, that tells you something, doesn't it?
And hey, listen to this. I was the only freshman to be in chamber choir, which that was just a music makers and just a select few. Now, I will say this, the teacher really liked me. The teacher really liked me.
He's soaking it up.
Yes. We went to Tantera,
It
I'll
is-
tell you what,
it is
out of my
fun.
high school memories, that was,
It's the best. That and
I'll tell you
drama.
what, I had a lot of fun doing that. I had a hot rod car and all that, so I was not I wasn't looked as to be.
You still got a hot rod car.
Yeah, I know. I was not the typical
Show choir guy.
show choir
Band guy.
guy.
That's right.
I put the tuxedo on and shook my booty.
All right. Mr. Wells.
Moving on.
Thank you.
You've got my updated report. I do want to draw your attention to item number 1, which is that Ted Martin is organizing a floodplain flood risk flood insurance workshop on Thursday, February 15th. It'll be at the community center. Starts at 7 o'clock. We've got folks from FEMA, the National Flood Insurance Program, and also the Corps of Engineers that'll be there. We'll be advertising it. It's more like a county-wide type of program, so we're trying to also get the other jurisdictions involved. But we think this will be something good, something that we promised that we would do when we had our public forum with the residents, and we'll put that together in February. Otherwise, unless you've got questions on the other stuff that's on my memo, I'll entertain those, or that's it.
Very good. Well, I guess it's my turn. Well, thank everybody who came out this evening in this cold weather. I hope you have your heat turned up high and we weather these last few days of cold. Definitely has been one of the coldest years I can remember. My compliments to the street department for getting the roads cleared so quickly after the snow. That way we didn't have further freezing when we got these cold temperatures. I hope everybody's trash has lined up a little better. I think they've gotten most of the old cans picked up finally.
Not quite all of them.
There's still some lingering, I
Still
know.
went out by the highway by my house.
Yeah, I know, my neighborhood was one of the last ones to have them picked up, and I noticed them gone the other day. But I will say, Mr. Moore has been, very quick to respond to complaints or, concerns that people have had. One gal had her trash dumped out in her yard. When they picked up the old can, he went by and personally picked it up to make sure that was taken care of, so. I think once we get through, January, it'll all straighten out. I don't know if anybody's been watching the Belton Rants and Raves. I guess they've gone through a switch over, and I think theirs is not going nearly as smooth as ours, so I'm very thankful for that. Something that'll be coming up, should be at the next meeting. I had a gentleman call me, had an issue with a neighbor parking in front of a community mailbox. And post office policy is that they will not deliver the mail if there is a vehicle or something blocking the community mailboxes. There is a sticker on the side that tells people, please do not park within 50 feet of the post office box. We have nothing on the city books that allows the police to enforce this, so I've asked Mr. Welch to get with the chief and see if we can't put something together to pass something that they could enforce so people can park in front of these community mailboxes and people can get their mail. So that should be coming before us, and hopefully we get this gentleman's issue solved and we don't have any more. With that, I think I am done. I don't know of anything else we need updating on. We'll be back.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Videographer has a birthday
I'm not gonna mention that. Yeah, but my wife doesn't care about her 29th birthday, so it's okay.
So we can celebrate together.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, she does have
You'll be
a
42.
celebration of her
Stop.
29th birthday
No, I'll be
coming
40
up
as
next
well.
week, so. Anyway, thank you for pointing that out.
Yes. Vacation.
All right. I have a motion to adjourn from Alderman Dickerson. I have a second from Alderman Reese. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Good night, everyone. Thank you.